Right, we are now live. Hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Good to see you. Yeah, welcome. This is the thing we do on a Sunday, and we're pleased to say we've got Tommy back with Jiji this time. I was just looking. I think it was 7 or 8 months ago when we last chatted, Tommy.
Oh, wow. Time flies by.
And
different house.
well, we're in a different house.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was long overdue that we got together and had a catch up. We met both of you at eBay HQ, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Yeah, did you enjoy the day there?
It was really good. It was like, it felt like a privilege to be invited to go somewhere and like let your hair down a bit, be treated and like wined and dined by eBay. That's how I felt anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have a clue what to expect really, and it was just fairly chill. Once we got over the seating arrangement situation,
we had the same thing happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that they were keen to split everybody up and sit you with strangers. And,
Well, I understand the thought behind it. It's like, I want to be like, we're business partners now. Like, I don't want to, I'm partners in life. So it's like, I don't really want to be separated.
Even business partners were split up. And
yeah.
I do understand it, but also like when I explained, what it had triggered for me to Mo, she was like, "Oh my God, it's meant to be a fun day. I never intended for anyone to be upset by it."
Yeah. So once we got over that hurdle, it was a really chilled and relaxed day. Yeah. Right. I'm going to say a few hellos as we like to in the chat.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Hello again.
Hello.
Good to see you. Great to see you all at eBay HQ. Also joining Tommy on his trip around the charity shop. Oh right.
Yeah. We hit up the charity shops the next day.
Yeah, I did watch that video.
It was good. It was good. Expensive, but we found some good stuff.
Oh, so expensive.
Yeah. Well, what was it?
Richmond.
Richmond. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Exactly. Right, a few hellos quickly. If you are watching live, you can chat and you can put some questions in or comment on the subjects as we go. Elaine is in, and Will. Hi, Tatty people. It's great to see Tommy back. Yeah, exactly. Steve Blaney, Pete, Natalie. So a few more hellos. Having a gin.
Nice.
Just on the tea.
Yeah.
Mark and Nia and Sharon, good to see you all. Helen, hi Jennifer. Sarah, there's Porky, good to see you. Okay. Nathan, now is that Nathan who we saw at the boot sale? I can't, your image is so small, I'm not sure. We sold at a boot sale. The days are flying by. Yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
And we must have met another 5 or so viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah, it's good.
I love that.
Do you have like a banner of your branding and everything that you take with you? So you can know
I was trying to be in stealth, to be honest.
Well,
what's quite amusing is when people are browsing and suddenly they look up and they're like, "Oh,
it's you!
I was watching you last night."
Right, I am going to scroll down to the end. Laney's with us. Hello. Peter. Hello, Peter. Ray. Stu. Right. Wow. Lots of hellos.
Ian.
Oh, yes, Ian. Welcome, Ian. Good to see you.
DM Collectors Lounge.
DM Collectors. Hello. Now you're talking. Ah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, DM.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, we were just explaining to these guys that we spent 4 hours in A&E this afternoon, which wasn't fun because I managed to turn my ankle over on the stairs when I was hurrying down the stairs, landed in a heap on the floor last night. And I've managed to how did they describe it?
Well, you put so much strain on your ligament, it's actually pulled a bit of bone off where it connects to the ankle bone. So you're just going to have to rest it. Nothing they can do.
Yeah.
And take painkillers for a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very, very relieved it's not like a major break, and I
definitely.
passed it up.
Yeah, it's quite humbling
So-
being an A&E and seeing people come in with great
Oh,
gashes
God.
on their legs
Yeah,
and all sorts of things going on.
We've got a Turkish restaurant in town.
Yeah.
And it was, two guys turned up from there, and one of them had a massive gash in his leg. So I can only imagine
God.
or something.
I don't know if they're chucking the knives around.
Yeah.
Anyway, we thought we'd get you on and talk about, as I think it says in the titles, the realities of running a reselling business, what that involves. Now, I know you two have not had the easiest time since I last chatted to you, Tommy. So do you want to give us a flavour, or both of you, about what's been going on in your world, and we can start there?
Sure. So if I like thinking back to like last time, it's crazy to think like how much has happened in like even just a few months. And everything was going well. Everything was all building up. I had a nice big pile of backlog I was working through. And then we hit summer slowdown. And I've really experienced that this year. The previous 2 years, I've not really experienced too much of a slowdown through the summer because I've had a nice mixture of stock to keep things varied. But this year, hitting summer, my store was essentially like 80 to 90% clothing. And it was all kind of geared towards the winter with like thick jackets, jeans, because that's where the value is mainly when I'm like sourcing for items. So I've really experienced a tightness all the way through summer. And as that sort of was happening, you lost your job.
Yeah.
You want to say through that?
Yeah, I've been working there. Like, it was the same place that you used to work. I was doing like video editing, social media management, a lot of reports and stuff. But yeah, I just got let go. Apparently the company was moving in a different way, and it didn't involve me, was the line that was used. But if anything, it was a kind of a blessing in disguise, because it's kind of a job I've been wanting to get out of for a while, and without even realizing until it kind of got to that point. And then I joined Tommy full time, which is it was a challenge at first, but I'm loving it now.
You took some time for yourself to like make sure that you knew that what you wanted to do, and that this option was available on the table. It wasn't sort of like, let's force you in because it's the next best thing. That obviously was on our minds, but
and I've been wanting to do it for a while.
I didn't want to like make you do something that you weren't up for. So you took some time, made sure that you wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And then we sort of have been putting together a plan of like, how can we best work together? Here's what the day looks like. How can we sort of split up tasks and like tackle different things? And then how long have you even been here now? It's what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Longer than that.
But like full time doing it daily.
Oh yeah, probably about a month now.
Yeah, about a month we've been like fully working together in a new flow. And I don't know if it's just because we're approaching the later end of the year again, but sales have picked up as a result. We've been in a much better sort of like,
I was going to say that
you're missing a day of listings or anything like that. It's all been structured really well. So I'm proud of us so far.
Yeah, same.
I was going to say, life has a way of throwing curveballs at you, and when your business had seen things shrinking back and obviously turnover going down, and then for Jiji, for you to come in at that point,
I know.
Was that a positive or a negative? I suppose it's good to have the extra input at that point, but was that difficult?
It was definitely difficult, but it definitely made me strive harder, to like work harder, and to just kind of it just made me. I don't know. The first week it was kind of like, I'm not really sure if this is going to work out, or if I'm going to need to maybe go and get my own job, like a part-time or something like that. Yeah. But then we had our first like payday, and it was like way better than I expected. It's obviously not going to be anywhere near what I was doing before, but it means so much more to me now, like that paycheck, because it feels extremely earned, and also it feels like family earned at the same time. And it kind of it feels like we're running like a family business. We're starting that now, which is like such a wholesome vibe. And I love it. Yeah,
there's something different about it being your business and you earning the money. There's just something. It's hard to describe what that is, but you do feel, you know where the money's come from and you know you've earned it, right?
Yeah.
It's different to getting a paycheck somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I find it harder to spend money because of
Yeah.
that. Like, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it makes me evaluate like financial decisions a lot more. And like, even if I'm going to treat myself to like a gooey dessert in Asda or something that night, it's like, oh, it's £4. Have I earned it this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, you know what you would have had to do to earn that £4. It does
Exactly.
it focuses you in on it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah,
I know, go on.
I was just going to say, it's I'm very like, I try and be very in tune with like the universe and stuff. And for me, it was like, I always see it as when bad things like that, like losing your job happens, for me, it's like, it's not the universe trying to stop you in your tracks. It's trying to put you into a new place that can help you grow and like evolve into your like next direction. Yeah.
Well, it comes down to attitude. Life's going to throw terrible things at all of us, and it's how you deal with it. It's how you react to it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what Bab said. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, so true.
So I've put down some little talking points here. One, I've just put down working with your partner. Now, I know you two are kind of fresh to this, and we've probably got some long in the tooth because we've been doing, how long have we been working together? Since 2002, full time.
As long as Ellen's been alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 20 plus years.
More than that, because we're in Our Price and Virgin as well.
Yeah. When we were employed, we were working together.
Oh my God.
I was just going to say, did you meet at work? Because you said you worked at the same place.
No, we met in school.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It was, well, you were a couple of years above me. But it's a kind of a cringy story, but I really love it. So like I had a massive crush on him like the whole way through school. He knew it, but it was just like it never really felt like the right time. And you always had girlfriends, and it just never worked out at that time. And then school ended for both of us, and I think it was like 2 years after. You went on like a trip to America for like 6 months.
Yeah, something like
a long time. And he said like one of the first things he did when he got back was wanted to message me and talk to me, and then we've been together ever since then. Really.
Yeah.
Blimey. Okay. Interesting. So now you're working together. Have you found anything that's been difficult? Has it put any strain on the relationship? Because I think it's different for every couple, but we've certainly got coping mechanisms, should we say?
Yeah.
So what have you found? I know it's early days, but have you found anything that you've noticed so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was like I had to deal with the whole thing of this has been my baby for the past like 2-3 years, and I've been like growing up this thing. I've got my way of doing things. I've got the like order of things I'd like to do them in, because to me it makes sense to do it that way.
Yeah.
And even down to like the storage systems. So where I've got like the SKU system, to me that makes perfect sense. But I've realized in like bringing you in, I've got to teach everything to you. You're not sort of coming in at the same level that I'm at, because I'm already in it. I've been doing it for so long and I've set everything up.
Yeah.
So for me, like the SKU system is something I've been doing for years now. But to you, that's something that you've never experienced before. And your brain works a slightly different way. And it's like, okay, here's the system we've currently got, but how can we adjust that so that it makes sense for both of us? Or instead of me trying to say, can you do more today, because that's what ultimately would be better for our store, it makes sense to slow down and like take more time to get used to the processes before we try and like speed things up. Like you've got to learn to walk before you can run, right?
Yeah. And sometimes just giving up that little bit of control over how you like it or how you've implemented it or how you just giving that control. I'm a control freak. I think we both are on some level, right?
Probably.
So we can clash over things like that quite easily.
Yeah.
So
we have done in the past.
Yeah.
I've definitely because I've basically taken over like clothing photos, or taking photos of the clothes even. And at first I was very much like, right, I'll look at what he does already and just copy that basically. And to me, I had copied it pretty well. But apparently not. No, the label pictures weren't right, and like all of these kind of things. And it's like, I completely understand, because it is his baby, and like I want to do it justice for you, and I want, if we're, you know, we want it to come across as professional as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like all these like little bits they just need to like take on board. But at first I was not good at taking it on board. I admit that. I got a bit stroppy. I didn't like being told that my photos weren't good. It's not that you didn't say it. You said he was very lovely about all of this.
I didn't use those words.
No, it's just
it's difficult though, isn't it? It's difficult sometimes to just say, actually, let's not do that, or, you know, we found that difficult. Certainly I have. Knowing how to approach that, or knowing when I've crossed a line or done something, you know, and trodden on your toes, that's happened. Particularly when we worked in retail.
Oh yeah.
We had a lot of processes and a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I would do things that you didn't agree with. We ended up separating out tasks, didn't we?
Yeah. We separated the shop. So you were all the games and I did CDs and DVDs. But then sometimes when he worked late, he'd go and redo what I'd done.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a no-no, right?
He's done that a couple times too.
Yeah. And we found, working to your strengths, once you know what your strengths are, it's fine to just say, well, I'm going to cover this side of the business, or this element, or this is what I enjoy, therefore I'm going to do this. But now we're working from home, we kind of divide it by product, as in you deal with your stuff and I deal with a room full of my stuff. That's kind of where the dividing. You'd still do the pictures for yours and the listing for yours.
I think that's the only way we can do it, really.
And the only other division is
control of, you know, different departments.
The only other division is I do all the packaging, and you tend to be more email and admin, because that just, my brain can't cope with that anyway.
You can't.
So did any of that sound familiar, or have you found that?
No, definitely.
I think that's what we're currently trying to figure out, because we've gone through like those teething problems of the first sort of few weeks, and now we've been doing it for a month. We found something that works, but it's still not perfect. And I think now we're sort of realizing, like, okay, how do we want to get things done so that we could have our like eBay day done by 12 o'clock, for example? So like the photos are done, the listings are done, the orders are packed, and then we go and ship them at lunchtime. And we've got afternoon to edit videos, film content, go and do some sourcing. It's trying to make sure that we actually get on top of it, and we're not trying to take up the whole day claiming that we've done work because we can kind of chill out. It's sort of the other way. It's been like a fire under our ass to be like, get into gear. Yes, we've both chosen to do this, but we have to make it work, because if this doesn't work, like one of us is going and getting a job. And like that, not that that's a failure, not that means anything bad whatsoever, but there is something inside of me that's like, I want to make this work. We can do it.
Definitely.
And
if you can just use that, as you perfectly put it, as a fire underneath you, or whatever you said, that as the motivation, not having to go and get a job has kind of been my background motivation for 20 odd years. I need to make this work. I need to make it pay the bills. Otherwise, we kind of have to look at that as an option. And I really don't think I'm employable anymore. So that's
we just don't want to be, I mean, me specifically, I know what you have as well. We've both been through so many jobs and none of them felt right. Like, and it was just like a massive sign that this is what we're meant to be doing, because this feels right. And every day it's like, yes, this is what we should be doing. Like this, we're on the right path, you know?
I think in previous jobs, I've had the question of, should I do what I'm being paid for, or should I do more? And I've never had that thought while working for myself. It's always been, if I'm doing the more, it's always worth it. It's, even if it doesn't pay me anything extra right now, like I much rather do the extra work for myself than just complete my shift and then be spending all evening thinking like, oh, I should have got more listings done. It's like I'd rather be spending the time doing the extra bits of work.
Well,
I'm working 24/7, but it feels good to be doing it now. It doesn't feel resistant.
Investing the time in yourself makes more sense to our brains than paying, spending your time on someone else's dream.
Sure.
Basically, it's
Yeah.
yeah. You highlighted Simon's question.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah,
touch on that?
Simon asks, now there are 2 people in the business. Have you doubled the output when it was just Tommy?
So output is in like amount of listings up or
Probably.
sales?
Say both.
Yeah. Okay. So at first it was that panic mode, and we were trying to think like, well, how are we going to do this with 2 of us? What's the best way to do this? Are we going to divide and conquer and say, you do 10 photos and listings in the morning, I'll do 10 photos and listings in the afternoon? Because we've only got one clothing listing station at the moment. We can't both be in doing that same task at the same time. So it's been thinking about, okay, if you go and do the photos and we did double the first day that we were together. So the next morning I could be doing the listings while you're doing the photos, and then we're maximizing our time. So in a way we are doubling the output because I'm getting twice as much done in half the amount of time.
Yeah.
And that's why we're then trying to make sure we're still spending the rest of the day wisely, and to not think like, oh, everything's done, let's like chill out now.
I say we're definitely still working on that. And I think the further we get down the line, I think the faster we can make these processes, or at least like make them more efficient, so that it works best for both of us and we're getting more done in a day.
Yeah.
Because as well, I think another thing that like helps with like the control kind of situation is that like I still run my own Vinted, which Tom's been very much like, let's just merge them. But for me, I'm like, that's my baby also, you know, like I love my Vinted store. I have such nice reviews on there, and I've built like a nice kind of following too. So it's, for me, that's also my little bit. So it's, that's where we're trying to work towards. If we can maybe complete eBay a bit quicker in the day, I can maybe work on my Vinted, and then you can also work on maybe like extra stuff of eBay or like your Vinted or YouTube. Yeah.
Well, you have your own Vinted. I haven't even started mine yet. But I think certainly for us, with the diversity of what we choose to resell, that makes perfect sense. I can have a store filled with video games and vintage toys or whatever the hell it is, and you can have one nicely curated with all of your ceramics and homewares. So having themed stores with your style of photography and mine will be very different.
That's really cute.
I think
I love that.
My first thought anyway when you came in was, how can we double the output? So like going to Simon's question, that was my thinking, was how are we going to double the output? Because if this is what's paying me right now and is sort of comfortable, then how we can't suddenly double that up with how much we're currently earning. So we need to earn almost double to bring you in to be able to pay you the same amount as me. And how we were thinking to do that was like, we were getting our eBay bits done, we were getting our Vinted cross listing done, and then it was, what else can we do? So we started doing Whatnot shows again after taking a massive break away from Whatnot. We hadn't done shows on there in like months. We thought, this is the next opportunity we have to use the time to sell something, because if we've already put the listings on eBay, we've already done the Vinted, that can now sit and sell throughout the day. But if we go live, we now have the opportunity to sell right now and get some additional cash in. So at first we were doing like 4 shows a week, and then we sort of dropped it to 3 shows a week because it was too much. But again, we weren't going live for hours and hours on end. We were just trying to make it a regular thing where we do like a power hour. So we'd go live for 1 hour, run through everything we had on the show. If it sold, great. If it didn't, we'd put it back and try again next time, and like mix it up in between. So it's not just the same stock over and over again. But at first, that was a really nice cushion for us. And I think that helped us feel like we were gaining control again, rather than just at the whimsy of listing it and then hoping that someone picks it up.
Panic mode.
Yeah, we were, we were in panic mode, but it felt like we were able to take control because we were doing something. We were, even if someone's buying a t-shirt for £1, that's £1 that I've earned that I wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just a mental being able to do something about it. One of the most stressful things in life for me, and the way my brain is set up, is not being able to do something practical to solve a problem. If I've got problems I can't do something physical or about, stresses me out, you know, relying on other people or relying on something to sell on eBay, as you just described. Yeah, when you need money, that's stress. So yeah, I get that. Being able to just go on Whatnot and sell a load of gear, even if really you didn't make a lot, you've still tried to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've kind of gotten to a point with Whatnot now where we may just be leaving it behind.
Oh, right.
Right.
We went hard on it for about a month,
Yeah.
doing regular shows, and it was a case of some shows would be good and we do like 60, 70, maybe £100 in the show. And then another day we might have £8 for the same hour that we just spent.
Yeah.
And then some days it was nothing.
Yeah.
And with like one person in there.
The
that's
most
not saying
recent
anything.
show that we did, we tried something a little bit different, and I've been saving up like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards and like all different sorts of things from the 80s and the 90s and sticker packs and things from cereal boxes, all sorts of stuff. And I thought it would be a popular show because if you look at all the numbers and if you look at what eBay tells you, what Whatnot tells you, like Pokemon cards are going crazy right now. But I did that show and I think I had a maximum of 5 or 6 people in there at one time. And that was just because I had a free giveaway going. And that was the only transaction of that entire like 45 minutes to an hour that I spent was I gave away one thing and no one bought anything. And it showed me that like, and how it felt internally as well was like I was just throwing shit at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Like I felt like I didn't want to be here, like I didn't want to be doing that. So I just ended the show, and it helped me like confirm in my mind that I love the idea of live selling. I think there is a place for it. Yeah. But doing it as often as we were trying to do it definitely isn't the balance I want to have with it. Maybe once in a while if we end up with a show that could be fun or something like that. But I don't.
I did like enjoy it.
Yeah, when we have
at the high points,
when we're doing it because we've chosen to do it, we enjoy it. But when we're doing it out of fear and out of panic and out of if you don't buy this, we can't pay for something. Yeah, I don't like that feeling, and I'd much rather input our time back into like eBay, Vinted, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, car boot sales, charity shops, because those are the things that have been paying us so far.
And you've tried it. You've given it as good a go as you could have done.
Yeah.
And stop you coming back. I mean, we kind of walked away from Whatnot fairly quickly, didn't we? Because it just didn't, certainly for where we were at that point, it didn't really fit in. But never say never. We're still waiting keenly for eBay live selling.
Yeah.
In fact, we should be able to get signed up to that now.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about asking you that question. Will you try eBay Live?
Oh, definitely. We'll definitely try it.
And I think that's what is ultimately missing for me, because when we were trying to do our Whatnot shows, I was trying to put my entire eBay store onto Whatnot in the buy it now section, so that, yes, we're running things for an auction that you can't buy elsewhere. But if you wanted to go and shop, you can also buy from all of my inventory. But that was causing me to do all of this back cross listing from eBay to Whatnot, and then having to move your Whatnot inventory into every individual show. And the management of it was just chaos. So if I'm able to list to eBay as I normally do, but then also just go live on eBay and run the stock I've already listed, that's the ideal scenario for me. Yep. I haven't tested it out. I've tried to go onto a couple of shows like that have been live and like be a viewer of the experience, but I've not actually seen the back end of how an eBay live is operational yet. No. And I do think that is one thing Whatnot does have to vouch for it. Is personally, I think once you've figured it out, it is quite easy to use. You can list things in an auction format very quickly. You can set up bulk listings quickly. But to do things on an individual basis in detail and explain what an item is and take all the pictures of every angle just to run it for 10 seconds and someone not buy it, all that work beforehand wasn't worthwhile. But if it's going onto a platform like eBay where it's shoppable the whole time, but then you're just going live trying to sell it live, it's almost like a boosted promotion is how I'm seeing it. I'm promoting it with my personality rather than additional fees or money.
Yeah.
I think it's also worth saying though that I think Whatnot is a great platform, and if for shops or people that have a niche, like if you can find a specific niche that other people aren't doing as big or aren't doing as much, I think you can do really well on there.
But it's hard to start now and compete in those niches.
Yeah, I think if you were one of the first people on there and you stuck with it and like you built like John and Charlotte have done, they've done an absolutely fantastic job on there. And I don't see anyone that could compete with them with beauty products on Whatnot. You know, I think you could definitely do a great show. But that's what I mean. It's so hard to compete with people that are obviously doing so bloody well on there.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how eBay do that, how they push shows, or whether you have to do the marketing behind the scenes, or how that works. I just can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be very different subtly to Whatnot, but yeah, can't wait. And we have highlighted Doug and Tony's question forever ago. So one we can quickly touch on this. Question for you both. What is your process for refunding a buyer if they say the item has arrived damaged? Do you just refund and cut your losses? But if I just quickly say, from my point of view, it depends totally on what it is. We do a case-by-case thing.
Yeah.
So
normally we don't. We ask them to return.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our sort of standard response.
And we certainly don't go the partial refund route. Very, very rarely, unless there's an exceptional thing that's going on. I don't know if you have set policies for that sort of stuff, or you take it by case.
I would say it's another thing that's evolved since we probably last spoke. I think before I used to be quite lenient to my customers, and I wanted to please them. I wanted to please everyone, and I didn't want anyone to leave me a negative feedback, and I wanted to make sure everyone was satisfied, and that I go above and beyond to serve them. And since then, I've changed my mindset a bit, and I don't really do that anymore. I do it on a case-by-case basis, but 99.9% of the time, you're not getting a refund unless I have the item back in my hands. And that's simply because
I need to see that it's damaged.
Yeah, I need to see that it's damaged. I've currently got 2 items that are supposed to be returned to me that have got lost in the Royal Mail delivery thing, but it's been marked as delivered. So eBay thinks I have them, but I don't have them, and they want me to refund the buyers. And I'm saying, well, no, because I don't have the item physically in my hand. I understand it's past the refund period now. But again, I'm in talks with eBay about this. But it's coming from that same principle of I don't want to issue a refund if someone's trying to get a one-over on me, or if there's no reason for me to do that. I'm at just as much of a stake as the customer. They've given money and I've given an item of that exact value. So we've got we're both in this at the same stake. It's not that I owe them anything and they don't owe me anything.
Yeah, sadly, over the years, we've come to the conclusion we just have to be very cold and matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
Open a return. In fact, I've got one going on now for a £90 sealed figure that you construct. And they're claiming that a baseboard for one of the figures is missing in a sealed bag. And they sent me pictures of sealed bags. And I'm like, open a return. And now they've just stopped communicating, funnily enough. And this is the reality that I've found. Not on there will be genuine cases, right? And you'll find it. But so often, surprisingly, they're all up in arms about it. And then all of a sudden, when you say open a return, they just stop talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh, funny that.
But you do get some people who are very belligerent and end up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've had some.
Yeah.
I hope that was the question.
But I also have some really positive customers sometimes, and I always make an effort to say to them, like, thank you for your kindness and like thank you for your patience and understanding, because so many other customers will like message you as if you're a robot. Like they talk to you in an almost non-human way, and it's hard to respond without sort of putting your back up before you've even started typing a message.
Tend to calm down sometimes.
Whereas like I had one guy earlier being like, hey, I'm into these figures, I collect them, like I was just looking on your store and I'm having a nostalgia throwback. I don't suppose you'd be open to an offer on all 4 of these things. And he bundled 4 figures together and paid for £100. And it's like, I was so grateful for just how happy and positive that customer was. Like, it was such a nice experience to have someone passionate and understanding and saying thank you and please. Like, when that's just common courtesy in the everyday world, you know?
Yeah, the little things go a long way. What did you highlight there?
Sharon has got a question. Do you have a set time when you stop working for the day, and can you switch off in the evening?
Good question.
Yeah, go.
So I'd say, yeah, great question. So from like my previous job, I'm very used to finishing at 5. So I think I'm still in that mind of like, my brain does just switch off at that point, like work-wise. And I've always been quite good at making sure I switch off for the rest of the evening and don't think about work. I know that you will tend to go on a bit longer, which is great. And like, I think I've definitely gotten into a thing of like getting up later recently. So finishing at 5 doesn't feel right, because I'm like, I didn't start at 9, you know, so why am I finishing at 5? So I'm trying to get into a better routine of waking up earlier, and we want to like finish our eBay day by 12 and all of that kind of stuff, so that we can switch off better together in the evening and like spend more time together doing stuff after work and things like that. One thing I will say, it's a bit hard switching off sometimes when this is our workplace. And we don't have like external storage or anything like that. Like, we do everything from our house. So yeah, like sometimes it's a bit hard to do that, but I think we've also been doing it for so long now, it's easier, you know. We're like, this is my home, but also like, yeah, I'll just go upstairs and do some work. I think, yeah, the switch between like upstairs and downstairs definitely feels like more of a workplace area, and we can kind of switch off more downstairs, I would say.
It is amazing what you can get used to and what you stop kind of seeing around you, you know. And then sometimes you'll invite family or friends and they'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah. What's all this stuff?
Right. But you become blind to it. It just becomes your reality. I mean, our daughter has lived with the most random hauls of stuff coming in the house. You know, she barely raises an eyebrow. It's like,
yeah,
I bought 1,000 items of vinyl or whatever it might be that week. Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you get used to.
It's so true.
On that point, though, I think the thing we're like working on at the moment is that structure of when are we gonna call it quits for the day? Because while we've been figuring it out, it's been a case of we need to just do it, be working until the work day is done. Like, I'm not gonna cut anything short. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, but I still haven't done the listings today. I'll leave it for tomorrow. I'm gonna get it done today. We're doing 10, 12 listings a day. We're also cross-listing every day. We're doing every process every single day. And the day doesn't end until those processes are done. And it's been that case of going upstairs. We've rearranged some of the like reselling space to try and give it a refresh, give it a new sort of feel, so that we can get a new like flow to it.
Kind of feels like more like our space.
Yeah, and we've sort of made it our own, rather than you coming in and it being like, get used to my ways because my way's the only way. And the prime example of trying to get our space back is downstairs, just to our left here, is like my games room, or was like the games room, the room with all my collection stuff in it. And it's where we had like a sofa. When friends came over, we'd get a console out, we'd relive some nostalgia, play some retro games or something. And we'd have like parties and turn it into an arcade. And since we started doing Whatnot, essentially, we turned that room into the Whatnot stock room, and everything of the collection is still just sat in there, but tucked behind boxes, and you can't really enjoy the space. We can't go and chill in there on the sofa.
There's a whole sofa in there.
It's no longer like that separate room, which isn't the office, and it isn't the kitchen or the space between the office and the kitchen. So it's like we're currently have been repackaging everything down since we've decided we don't want to do Whatnot anymore. Like, as a regular thing, we're trying to move the stock around, get that room back. And I think that's going to be our way to like have some space which is separate to everything else. Because otherwise, even where we're sat now is where we would have done the Whatnot shows. And I'm trying to get out of my head that like this is our dinner table. That I want this to be where we come and sit down and have dinner,
right?
Not be like the showroom floor, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it takes a commitment to that idea to keep that separation. I mean, we purposely bought this house because it's got a whole lower ground floor, and the theory was work stuff down here.
The theory is
and upstairs is the house. But it's a constant fight.
It is,
because stuff creeping up to the kitchen. There's loads of your stuff currently being cleaned in the kitchen.
Yeah,
bags of my stuff in the front room.
Exactly. The stock comes in, and then we just end up with boxes in the living room or bags.
We need to work out a more efficient way of just bringing stock straight down here. But this place is always a mess with no room.
But that's the thing, you see, it's chaos down here. So it just
I know. I was going to say, you two sound like you are planning and thinking of all the things that, to be honest, we don't think about enough. I certainly don't. I'm very chaotic with my workflow and my hours, and I don't really plan that sort of stuff. I've never been any good at that anyway, and I kind of constantly fight against controlling my work hours and having a working day and all of that. So I just I don't have any set days to do things or set hours to do anything.
But that's also completely okay. If that works for you guys, and like if that works and it makes you happy and you're still getting everything done that you want to get done. Yeah.
I think there's a compromise. Somewhere between the two is where I need to be. I think in reality, because I'm very unfocused. I mean, one of the things I put on here was focus, but also taking on too much, which I think Tommy and I share a little bit. I don't know what your opinion on me is with this, but I think what I'm terrible at is not finishing something or not seeing something through before I've taken on the next project or the next haul or the next crazy idea that I'm going to do. So I end up overwhelmed and not finishing any of it. Does that make sense to you, either of you?
You just explained me as in a nutshell. Yeah.
Right.
And we were talking about it. We were talking about this today, even because like today is like the full moon cycle, and tonight is the blood moon, and we were talking about like what would we typically we're going to do the thing where like we let go of stuff, and it's like that time of year where we're letting go of things. And I was realizing the exact same thing. There's so many things like for us to just decide like we're actually going to stop doing whatnot. We're letting go of that part of us. We're letting go of that mental space it takes up in your head, thinking like, oh, I've got to keep my energy until 5-6 o'clock so then I can do a show and people get, it's like just deciding we're not doing whatnot anymore. It's like we both looked at each other with a sigh of relief. And it's like, so much less stress, so much less pressure. And I think it's understanding that, okay, yes, we do take, or like me, I do take on a lot of things, and not all of them always end up seeing through to the end. And that can become like an unfortunate reality. Like things get lost along the way, but it shouldn't stop us from trying to do more, if that makes sense. And that's where I get caught in the middle of, well, I'm trying to do more, but I'm also trying to just stick to what it is I said I was going to do. Even though I have these passions for all these other things, and my mind's got these ideas for like, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that. I could go and do those other things, but I'd be starting them from scratch. Whereas I could actually just continue working on the stuff I've already got going and make that even better. So I've been trying to sort of come back to like, what do I already have and what can I improve versus what can I start that's going to distract me from what I'm already doing.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you with that. It's been a battle for my entire working life, knowing what to focus on and not take on too much, because then the things that I had going perfectly well start to fall apart because I'm away with the fairies doing some other random thing. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that one, but I'm still working on it. Interestingly, do you want to quickly touch on that question?
Yeah, Limelight Vinty wanted to know if you were going to bring back daytime lives.
It hasn't been confirmed. I've got no set schedule yet, but it is something that I would like to do. And it's something that we said we would like to do as well. And I think we're trying to wait until we've got that routine down that we're really confident with.
Yeah.
Because we see it happening in the world where, for example, if we've got our reselling day done by 12 o'clock, we've then got the afternoon to do a live show, and it's not taking away from work. Whereas I would previously do the live shows, I would go live while I was packing my orders. And that should actually only take me half an hour to do so. But because I'm live, it goes on for 3 hours. I mess up my entire work day. I'm rushing to get to the post office to post the parcels by 5 o'clock. It would throw the schedule off. Even though it was authentic and genuine, me going live at that time, it didn't actually work for me and the business. And that's ultimately what's got to come first. So I will get lives going again, but it's not going to come in a rush.
Yeah, I've tried 1 or 2 years ago, and I can't get anything done because I'm too attentive to the chat. And, and I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm live, so I'm not really able to focus on listening. It just doesn't work for my brain.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure that's something I can incorporate into my working day at all.
It's funny because I felt kind of similar with Whatnot. Like, I'd be more up for just chatting to people rather than trying to sell them stuff. I was like, most of the time I'm like, what are you all up to? What's everyone doing? Like, tell me how your day's been. Like,
interesting.
And you'd always be like, come on, babe, we've got to sell stuff.
Yeah, we're here to sell. We're here to sell.
But I think that's why, some lives would be good. It'd be good. It'd be fun.
Simon commented on what we were talking about before. I'm definitely not the person to take advice on when to stop working. Definitely my weakness. I find it hard to stop. Bedtime no later than 12, and he gets up early to start.
Well, he made a bit of a joke up here. Said, so you're not starting work at 5 a.m?
No, Simon.
No, I might sometimes finish around that.
You do?
Honestly, I mean, that sounds bonkers, but yeah, when I get into my proper productive flow, that's it. I'm off.
It's
I'm
a night
owl anyway, so
yeah.
I try to be in bed by 12-ish.
Yeah,
ish. 12-ish. Yeah.
I think currently I'm in that thing where I'm just trying to get it good, because before I think I've been too far either way, if that makes sense. Like, I've been too far just non-stop working. I'm going to wake up. The second I wake up, I'm starting work, and I'm not going to stop working until I fall asleep or I'm so tired I can't concentrate anymore. And then I've gone the other way where I'm like, no, I'm going to wake up late today. I'm going to have a lie-in. And then I'm going to do the minimal amounts of stuff. And then I'm going to finish early. And I feel bad doing that. And I feel bad doing it the other way. So I'm trying to get that
nice middle
ground of doing what I need to get done. But when I've got that done, I can take the foot off the gas a little bit and then do my less sort of demanding tasks. Like, for me, editing a video doesn't require my morning energy where I'm in full flow. I've had my coffee, everything's getting going. I want to make sure I'm getting my essentials done, like the listings, the packing, posting, and then I can relax afterwards, after I've had some lunch, do videos, do editing, check emails, things like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was just going to quickly say in response to that, I'm a kind of all or nothing. Like last week, I did a video where I challenged myself to list, and I was so productive for that. Listed 41 things worth $2,500 or something bonkers. But I'm not consistent. I would be way better off listing 10 things a day consistently than busting a gut one day and then being completely burnt out the next day. But that's how I go. I'm completely roller coaster with it. So that's something I need to work on. It's like going back to Simon. I look at Simon's consistency and I'm envious of that because I don't have that. I know it's not really my personality, but I do want to take a little bit from that and put it into what I do and be a little bit more consistent. But it's a battle with me. I don't know why.
I would definitely say, like, where you've been doing it for so long, like with Simon, I think he's been in that routine his whole working life, and like you've been in your routine your whole working life. So it's just kind of what we're used to. Like, people work in different ways. And yeah, personally, I could not be up at 5 a.m. I'd be a zombie. I wouldn't be able to talk to you. He wouldn't be able to deal with me. It'd be a nightmare. I'd be asleep by 5:30. Yeah, I'm definitely someone who needs my sleep.
I wonder also
need my sleep.
because our background was retail based, so we were at the beck and call of customers. So we could never really plan a day.
Mhm.
Our day would be around the busy spells and the customers, and we were so customer focused. So I never really learned how to plan my time or my day. I don't know if that's how I got into these routines. My day is just putting out fires, really, doing what needs doing first, and then maybe doing whatever later. And it just, my days just disappear time-wise because it's not planned. But in retail, it was always a bit like that. We'd turn up and we wouldn't know if it would be busy and we'd have to just serve all day.
Yeah.
Or I could put an order in with a supplier, or I could process a load of stock. It's just whatever we could fit in when. And I've just transposed that onto this. I don't know.
Well, before I ask Project Games this question, I just wanted to highlight this because it made me giggle. It says, my ADHD takes me on little adventures every time I leave my desk. And then follows up with, I leave my desk often.
I'm so in that ballpark. Somebody else said, let me just scroll back. There was another comment. Let's see if I can find it. Will, again, Nick, that sounds exactly like me. I can come downstairs to get a drink, and before you know it, I've spent a couple of hours doing something else. I forget what I'm doing and start something else, and that's my whole reality then.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll find a half done. Oh yeah, I was doing that yesterday.
It's like I definitely have found like one of the challenges is my attention span. It's not always been great. So one of the things I've had to compromise with Tom is that like I can do a lot of photos in a day, but I have to take breaks to do other things so that I can come back and not get overwhelmed. Maybe like I need different stimuli sometimes.
Whereas I do it the opposite way. I'm like, no, I'm not taking a break until all the photos are done. Like, whereas you'd come and have a break and I'd say like, well, how many have you done? And you're like, I've done 5. And I'm like, taking a break already? Like, what's going on? Like, we're only halfway through, or, but like, that's how I would approach it. We're still going to get to the same end goal. It's just how we each need to work.
And the key within that for me certainly is finding what works for you. If somebody tells me to do 10 listings, there's no way I'm doing any bloody listings. So I have to find other ways to motivate myself. Little targets. I'm going to do 5, and then I can go and watch some YouTube or whatever it is. Or I have found using the YouTube audience to hold me accountable. I say it often in videos. That works for me. Just that knowledge that I've told somebody out there, I'm going to list all this stuff. I'll just do it then. It's weird. I can't tell myself to do it. Nobody else could tell me to do it. But if I've told someone else that's what I'm going to do, I'll do it. What's that about?
Right? I always find like, so with our friends, I ask their permission first, but I get them to be my accountability buddies quite a lot of the time. When there's something that I know I will procrastinate, but I want to do. I will message my best friend and be like, look, this is what I need to do. Please make sure that I do it. Like, check in with me every couple of days or something. Like, whenever she has the time. I don't want it to be like a burden on her or anything like that.
That's cool.
But it helps. It really helps.
Project Games was wondering, are any of you guys optimizing AI in your business? I'm using a trading card listing software.
Very cool.
Interesting. I've not seen a specific trading card listing software before. Have to message me about that, Matt.
We got
outside
loads
of it, let me know what's actually going on. It's interesting. I've been trying to utilize AI, and I've got my weird opinion on AI, and I still don't understand where I stand with it myself. But I see how it can be used, and I've been trying to figure out, like, what do I want to use it for? And I don't currently know if the tools are available for what I want it to do.
You can't use it across listing. That's an AI thing.
I don't know if it is, because it's just pulling information that already exists to another place. So, like,
what AI is.
When we we're cross listing from eBay to Vinted, but I don't see that as AI. Like, even if they are using some sort of AI software, that's not what I'm deeming as AI. Like, I'm not going to ChatGPT. I'm not using the things that are like the highest, most, like a lot of money has been poured into ChatGPT. So it makes sense that a lot of people flock to that to use AI, but I'm not using that. And sometimes I think, am I missing a trick here? Am I falling behind the curve because other people can? And I was listening to Luke and Bold Finds, like their Warders Clobber podcast, and they were talking about like AI sort of taking over and like when is the right time to use AI? Because if you could use an AI tool to get like 50 listings done in the same amount of time as you could get 5 done today, doesn't it make sense to do that? But as you were just saying, Nick, like we also need to be able to list consistently. So you could choose to use an AI, burn through all your stock, and now your new problem is you need to source enough to be able to keep up with the amount your AI can list. So I understand that it can help us to grow, but I don't know what level of it I can really be using right now. The thing I did like that they said they used it for was like uploading images of clothing that they're not familiar with to ChatGPT, and then it will give you keywords and specifics about that item that you might not have previously known, and then you can incorporate that into your listing. I think that's a really, really smart use of AI. It's not making it do all the work for you. You're almost picking its brains. You're like having a conversation with someone.
My fear, I guess, with handing over like list this for me, Mr. AI bot, right, is I would feel the need to go in and check everything anyway. So if I'm having to go in and check that it's not written a load of nonsense, I might as well have listed it, because I can list really quick. So I don't think I'd trust it enough to just list and upload and done. I would. I would have to check.
Control freak in you.
Yeah, so that's my issue, clearly, but I wouldn't trust it.
And I completely agree with you, because as good as AI is, it's not 100% all of the time. And like, even I was looking up something about a series the other day that I knew was coming out. It's been announced. But Google AI was like, no, it doesn't exist. And I was like, well, I know you're wrong. So it was just like one of the examples. But yeah, definitely, if you're using AI in that way, I wouldn't completely trust it. I would definitely double check what you used, what it said. Because I definitely used it a lot in my previous job. And it definitely got a lot of things wrong, but it got a lot of things right at the same time. So definitely worth double checking.
I feel sure that there will be parts of our job we can farm out, and there will be apps we can use in the future, or eBay will incorporate sections of what we do that are the simple tasks that I'm sure I would be able to get over myself and trust it to do those.
Yeah.
And I know, well, eBay spoke to us about AI. They said AI like 50 times in one chat, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's all about AI.
Obsessed.
So yeah, I hope anyway that eBay will incorporate it for the simple tasks and take that away from us. That would be good.
Yeah.
This thing, I don't know.
If I remember from like what they were saying, like I remember, like I can't talk about specifics or whatever, but it seems like they're trying to implement AI to make things easier from all of the pain points that people have complained about in the past. So like how it's slow to list because there's so many specifics. Well, they've said previously that they can't really reduce the specifics because of the way eBay's been built. That's like what they use to gather information about items. That's how people search for things. They don't want to like pull all the wires out and start from scratch. So instead of removing the amount of specifics, they're now trying to incorporate AI to just automatically fill those specifics so that you don't need to think about it. But it's this whole debate of like, if you're handing over the keys every time, like how much are you actually doing? Like how much do you actually know about what you're listing and why you're listing it? Like if you allow eBay to price it for you, write the title, write the description, write all the specifics. If someone asks you a question about the item, like how are you going to know how to answer it? Because you haven't taken the time to look at what it is that you have and work out like, oh, I remember measuring that's 22 inches pit to pit. Like, you just hand it over to the AI you have also experience.
Just trying to think through allowing AI to list stuff for me. I list a lot of vinyl, for example. You have to have hands-on and describe that record, not just a record with that title. You have to get hands-on and describe the condition, describe the crease on the corner. I've got to list that. AI is never going to list that for me. There will be applications for it, I've no doubt. And there's an interesting, people chatting about it in the side chat. In fact, what did Fluffy Muffin say?
I use ChatGPT to help me plan ADHD friendly task flow and reminder prompts of what I'm meant to be doing. ChatGPT definitely helps me to achieve my goals better.
Yeah, using AI to kind of guide me through my tasks may be a useful adaptation for me. I don't know, but I would probably rebel against it because that's how I do. I just like, you can't tell me what to do, ChatGPT.
I was just going to touch on when you were saying about AI getting it wrong, and like you knew that series is coming out, but they're telling you it's not. And it's the other way around as well in terms of getting it wrong, but spreading false rumors. Like there's a rumor going around that's completely AI generated about Cynthia Erivo playing Shaka Khan in a film.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's like, well, I think that'll be great, but I'm not.
Right.
But it has created like a cover for it with her like Shaka Khan, and I have to, like, if I see something like that now, I have to go and like double check it and make sure it's not just an AI generated thing that somebody's done.
I suppose once a database has kind of filed it as a fact somewhere, it'll keep regurgitating it as a fact.
And then our newspapers, report it and like,
I think it's interesting though, because I think about it in different ways. Like if you're to ask me about AI in terms of like eBay and the reselling business, I'm much more fond of AI in that regard. Like, bring on the AI tools that are going to speed things up, bring on the stuff that's going to make it easier. But if you said to me like, okay, well then do you want to get a video out every single day because you can now give it over to AI and AI can now make your YouTube channel be uploading every day? Well, I don't want that because that's taking away all of my creativity. It's taking away any bit of passion. But there's more and more tools to be like, oh, just steal someone's thumbnail and replace it with your face. Like that's a tool that YouTube released. And I can't believe that exists, because it's like, what's copyright anymore if AI can just not actually steal the image, but recreate the image based off of looking at it, but it's now its own version of it, so you can technically steal it.
I suppose, could you say the fear is that if you use AI to replace too much, you're removing you and your talent and your skill from the equation? Where do we end up if we use it for everything?
Exactly.
What's the point in us?
I
don't know. Anyway, this is a whole other chat.
I could talk about AI all night, honestly.
Just quickly, Pitco was talking about Monster AI, which I assume is a listing tool. It's designed around each individual seller and their needs. I've been using it for a while, and once all kinks are worked out with developers, you'll become to trust it. Well, maybe. I mean, watch this space. I mean, I'm not against it. I think I do have an inbuilt fear of it. I do watch a lot of content about AI. I don't think any of us are quite prepared for how powerful and invasive it's going to be. But who knows? Who knows?
I was going to say though about like answering questions on eBay. Definitely when you get that age-old one, when they ask about the measurements, when you've already put the measurements in your listing, sometimes even in the title, and people still ask that question, then it would be so nice, wouldn't it, if like AI kind of was able to answer that, and you just go into the thing and it's already pre-prepared the answer and you just click send.
Yeah.
Pulled that out of your listing.
We saw an advert for exactly that.
Yeah,
didn't we,
exactly.
somewhere?
But I was just thinking how good that would be for like that sort of thing on eBay.
Yeah. The nuts and bolts stuff that we don't need to be creative or who we are about, taking that out of our hands. Absolutely, I'm all for that. Okay, well, how are we doing for oh my god, it's already 7 minutes past 9. How did this
Oh my
happen?
god! Oh my god!
We barely got through the list of things. We're going to have to do this again, I think, sometime.
Oh, definitely.
Well, let's end on this one. Has being part of this community that we're in right now with all of our viewers, etc., has that helped? And YouTube, is YouTube a net positive for your business, or is it a time sink?
Yeah, as the community as a whole, it's helped, I would say. Like from starting and trying to do this, I remember it was like a crazy idea I sort of had and was like putting together the pieces, like first starting reselling in the first place. It was like, okay, maybe I can do this. And then as soon as I saw that there was other people doing it, I jumped right in and got myself involved with as many channels, like on Instagram or YouTube. I was watching all the videos. I learned so much stuff from watching videos. Like even the other day, we went to a car boot sale for the first time in years. And I found an item that I remember seeing in one of John Luke's videos that I watched maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, oh, I remember that from that video. I'm picking that up. Like the knowledge still sticks. And I would have never have gotten that if I hadn't have got myself involved. But it's gotten to a place that is more than just the videos and like messages or like a quick confirmation here and there. It's conversations like this, like where we're live and we're talking for an hour and being able to go to events like we did and meeting in person and like having to actually be a part of something is like, I didn't realize that I was a part of something, if that makes sense. Like, because you're just working at home, doing your own thing all the time.
Yeah.
When you suddenly like bring your head up out of the dirt, you're like, oh, I'm actually surrounded by people who are like-minded individuals following the same sort of like pursuit as I am on their own like entrepreneurial journeys. And it just kind of spurs me on, and it motivates me to then produce my own videos and to create the content.
Yeah.
It
validates. Sorry, I was going to say it validates what we do in a weird way. Not that we need validation, but I think in some sense we all do. And certainly at that eBay Open, I can get imposter syndromes, not open, the meeting. Even now, when you think, I know what I'm doing and I should be confident about it, I still get imposter syndrome. When we won that award, it was like, seriously? But being part of the community, you realize everyone else is just making it up as we go along, trying to make ends meet and doing the thing, right? And that's all we've ever done. So it validates that we are just as valid as everybody else's business. And to be celebrated by eBay recently was amazing in that way.
Very sweet of them.
Especially when they say like, oh, you're some of the biggest sellers. And I think, are we? I don't
Well, thank you. But I was just going to say it encourages me, inspires me to then come back and like make my own content like for YouTube and to keep going with that. And I did take a break for a little while where I just sort of got into like a creative burnout. I didn't know what I was even going to make anymore. I was just pressing record and then staring at the camera for 5 minutes. And I was like, this is useless. So I took time away and then I got ill. So the time was extended. So I really got my time out of being out of like filming on a regular basis. So when I did choose to start recording and making videos again, it was from choice. It wasn't from, oh, I need to get a video out this week. It was like, what do I want to record? What do I want to make? And I've got that sense again. And I'm really sort of enjoying that for making the content. And now I don't make a lot of money from my YouTube channel. Like I am monetized. But like a lot of my videos barely get over 1,000 views. It's sort of just something I enjoy doing. And like, I would love to see the channel grow and to really like get up there with numbers wise and have like money coming in from it and like people commenting all the time, like inundated notifications and stuff. But at the same time, I don't need that. That's not why I'm doing YouTube. But if that's what it eventually leads to through the consistency, through me enjoying it, then it's worth the reward. I wouldn't think it would be worth the reward if it was something I was doing because I felt like I had to do it, and like, oh, I've got to make this video because if I don't, then I'm not going to get paid or people are going to be pissed off. It's like,
well, I think
like that.
I think that shows in the videos. If we're doing it begrudgingly almost, or just going through the motions, it will show eventually. The cracks will show. So 100% I'm behind you on that one. And speaking of which, I've put the link for your channel below. At least I think I did. I did plan to, so I think it's down there. If not, if you search Tommy Trades, it will come straight up, right?
Yeah, should do.
Perfect. I just wanted to highlight this because it made me laugh. This is Ellie. I've trained ChatGPT to talk to me like it's sat on a pit wall and I'm an F1 driver. It's so motivating. Honestly, it's brilliant. My housework has turned into the domestic GP and my cats are fur-lined movable obstacles. This what all the billions of investment has been for.
Wow. That's I like that.
That's cool. We are going to wrap up soon. What we like to do is end on a positive, and we get our little positive quotes from the audience. Words of wisdom, as we call them. So if you want to get some in at home, and we will let our guests pick a favorite, and that's how we wrap these things up. Can't believe we've done an hour and 15 minutes now.
I know.
I said it flies by.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
We haven't had dinner yet, have we?
No, we tried to have dinner before we came on, and it just ran out of time.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and reheat our dinner in a minute.
Oh, what are you having?
I made some pasta.
Pasta. Standard Sunday evening dinner.
I can make it in 10 minutes, so it's easy.
Bless you, yeah, don't blame you.
You did a roast. We had a roast.
Like
earlier.
a mini one.
Mini roast dinner.
Yeah.
Love. You can't beat a roast. Lainey has popped the link in, so if you can't find it, there it is. Please go over and say hi. Drop into a recent video and just say hello. Say we sent you. Okay. So Will is first in. If you can laugh together, you can work together.
Aww.
Yeah. Also, if you can shout at each other and then get over it, that's pretty good.
Tony says, not a wow. Had any unusual post recently, Nick?
I keep now.
Is it from you, C. Blaney?
Hold on. I got last week.
Mystery post is always fun.
Was it that? Because you didn't sign it. No need to subject Andrea to this. Thought you'd appreciate this. So this is Nick Berry. There's an ongoing thing. I don't know if you're aware of this. I was on Lainey's channel. I think it was the Banish Bin and something like that, wasn't it? And it was Nick Berry's hit song from 1985 and him that I banished. So ever since, people send me Nick Berry records, CDs.
Please don't do it anymore.
Was this it?
Oh
I'm taking it from that it's come from Steve Blaney. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it last week.
Oh, that's funny.
I've got a little collection of Nick Berry stuff I never wanted.
Ellie says, life is full of joy. Sometimes you just have to stop and look for it.
Yes, that is so true.
Nice.
Secondhand and branded says, keep going. Your YouTube content gets more interesting over your video. Hope your retention shows that.
Oh, thank you.
That does make sense.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Quick question from C. Blaney. How's the booth going? Well, I mean, it's only been a few days. We're going to go down perhaps Tuesday.
Yeah.
Have a look. But we think we've sold a couple of things.
We popped in and it had only been kind of with stuff in for a day and we'd sold at least 2 items, hadn't we? And we've not been in since we've had this first full weekend. So we're hoping. But that is going to be a total learning situation. We don't really know what's going to sell. We're going to try a bit of everything and then we're hoping to expand it into a bigger space.
I love the paint color you went with.
Do you like that? Okay,
yeah,
good.
really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, it looks so much better now. The floor made all the difference because it was before.
Oh, that's...
You reading that one?
Yeah, Fluffy Muffin says, no one's my boss but me.
Well, he's kind of my boss. A little bit. Well, I'm still learning.
Lainey's put a long one in. What's this? Your happiness is not determined by what's going on around you, but what's going on inside you. If you want to be happier, you need to improve the thoughts you have, not the things you have.
Yes, Lainey.
That's
my
deep.
favorite one so
I
far.
love that.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not reading that one, London Market, because it's not relevant. AI, it's a trap.
Oh, I like that one too. I like that one too. Oh, this is going to be hard.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Did one stand out? Was it Lainey's long one, or was there some?
Lainey's
Yeah,
one.
I really like Lainey's one.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, I love that as
That's
well.
true.
We say that to each other all the time
We
as well.
do.
And Chris says, I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will always find an easy way to do it.
Does that work? They do say when you need something doing, find a busy person because they'll get it done. And I think that's actually true.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
It's counterintuitive, but it does work. Okay, what were we going with? Lainey's one.
Yeah,
Lainey's
your
one.
happiness is not determined by what's going on around you, but what's going on inside you. If you want to be happier, you need to improve the thoughts you have, not the things you have. And I find that so true. I've gone through multiple waves of like self-development curves, is what I call them, where I'm like pushing through like a new sort of chapter or a new phase in life. And I'm having to reprogram my mind. Like if I thought about things in a certain way before, but that's no longer helping me, I need to change the way I'm thinking about things to actually move forward. Like, but I'm also going to say, like, if you're struggling because you're taking too long in the post office, get a label printer. Some things can help. So like get a label printer, get some new lights, get a listing set up. Those things can help you. But if you're not going to think about it, like you have to think about it first. You have to have that intention that you want to do it first and then get the things to help you along the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, that is a good one, Lainey. I remember somebody once said to me, you can't rely on others to provide your happiness. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a
And
mindset.
also always remember you're not responsible for other people's
You're not
happiness.
responsible for other people's happiness. Oh my God, that was a game changer.
It's taken me 50 years to figure that one out.
Yeah.
So true.
Right. Well, thank you so much for spending an hour and nearly a half with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Thank you for inviting us on.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thanks, everyone. If you've made it to the end, we've still got 191 in. Well done if you've made it this far. I'll just ask you to kindly stroke the like button on the way out. And we will be back next week. Yeah. We are back next week.
Yeah, I think we are. We have another guest next week.
We've been trying to line up people. We've been getting organised for once.
Nice.
We do have.
Can I tell people who it is?
Go for it, because I've forgotten.
We have Andrea's Vintage Shop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Next Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that.
You're a big fan. Whenever I come in the living room, you're watching YouTube. It's going to be Angela.
I like her videos. They're very inspiring.
They are.
Oh.
So I have put the link below. Lainey dropped the link in. Please go over and check out Tommy and Jiji's channel. Subscribe, say hello. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And thank everyone in chat as well. I've been trying to read everyone's messages. You've all been lovely.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Take care, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.